Hello everyone! Today we are going to learn about the basic texture for watercolor. Okay? We learn about the flat color, we learn about the color value, and we learn about the blending color. So we are going to try to practice the rest of them. So first one we are going to do is the dry color. So the dry color means something dry, right? So which means we are not going to apply too much water this time. But you have to need to apply a little bit, but very small amounts. And tap in the color you need. Not too much water. See, it doesn't look liquid, right? Then you have to twist, rolling your brush a little bit so your brush looks like this. Okay, and you can color on it. So it doesn't look like those colors look smooth. It comes with the texture. So even I can use different color. Same. So it looks dry. Okay? And the next color is wet in wet. So what do I mean by that? Okay, let me change the smaller brush because my box is small. First, we have to apply the water to make the area wet. Okay? To make the area wet. Okay, then you choose the color you like and mix it the color. Make sure it looks liquid. We are not doing the dry color anymore. We just do the watercolor. Okay, so get your color and you can color on it. See, it's wet color on the wet paper. Okay, it could be any color. Wet color on the wet paper. Okay, and bloom. So bloom means I'm going to have a basic color. So I'm not applying the water anymore. I applied the color. Okay, then I apply my second color on my first color. Looks like this. It's very similar, but it will be different. Okay, so wet in wet will make the color looks brighter and you might have some white space. Okay, and brown color, because we have the base color, so the second color might be looks different than the one we did. See that I'm using the same purple, but the purple on top of the orange become a little bit brownish. But the purple on the wet paper, it still looks like a clean, fresh purple. Okay, you got it? Now, we have to do the spray. Spray, then we have to make the color on our brush. Fully cover it. Okay, make sure your brush has the colors. Okay, so let me zoom in. Okay. And you need another brush or pencil. Then we are going to knock. So that's the straight. Oh, we spray it everywhere. Okay, let me remove some. Okay, so that's straight. So when you do the layer, you have to wait the base color are totally dry. And when the base color totally dry, you can overlap to add in the pattern with any color you like. Okay, so you can create any patterns when the base color are totally dried. Just similar like that. But because the base color already has the color and watercolor cannot be covered, so the color will looks like you will see the bottom color a little bit. So even I color with the red, but it will looks like the purple because the background color I use is purple. Then, what do I mean by remove? So now you need something to help you. because my area is small, so I just prepare some small tissues or napkin. Okay, so you should have the napkin or tissue with you, and I just grab this, roll this, look like this. Okay, then I can color my base color, any color you want. And color with the blue. Okay, so make sure you have enough water. Okay, then I just use the napkin or tissue or something you can dry it, and I tap, remove the colors so you will have the texture. Okay, so that's remove. So sometimes we use that to do the cloud. Okay, now the soap, which means you have to prepare soap, the soap that you can eat. Okay, so that's a real food. So you can choose another color, but it's better, it has a better result when you're using the dark color. Okay, if you're using the yellow, it might looks not clear, it might not looks clear, so you can choose some dark color. Okay, so you have to spray the soap on the watercolor, the color area, when it is wet. Okay, if it's dry and you just spray the soap, it's not working. Okay, you have to do that when the paper is still wet. I just use a small amount of the soap and I just spray on top. Okay, then we have to wait the result when the paper is totally dry. Okay, and the wax. So you can use the crayon to do the wax. Okay, so I use the crayon to do some pattern on my paper, and I can choose any color I like, and brush on top. You see the wax will move the color away, so I can keep the color there. Okay, and tape, which means you need a tape. So it's better you have a paper tape. So I have the big one, so which means I have to make it look smaller. So I just break it in 2 pieces. Tape on my paper. Okay, then I can color. So I can blend in the color from green to yellow. Okay, so when can you remove the tape? When the paper is dried. Okay, before that, don't move the tape. Before the soap is dry, don't remove the soap. Okay, so now we have to show you the common mistake we were did. Okay, so we are waiting, but we want to learn something during the same time. Okay, don't waste the time. So I'm going to show you 4 common things that you did during the watercolor. Okay, so first, if you have your color too dark, and that is not the color you are looking for. Okay, it looks super dark, right? So I have to wash my brush, remove the water, and bring the color up. Okay, so I can do that again. So now it looks like this color, right? So I have to wash my brush, release the water, and wash it again. So every time I wash once, I have to remove the color from the napkin or tissue. Then it will become brighter. Okay, so So what if I have my color too bright? So it's easy. When the paper is still wet, you can always apply the rich color on the paper to make the color darker. Okay? But what if the color is already dry up? Then you have to recover it with second layer. Okay? So what if I have my color too wet? Okay? So for example like this, then you apply more water on this. Apply more water. Okay? So it looks like a pond, right? Looks like a swimming pool layer. So that situation, I have to wash my brush, make sure my brush is clean and dried. Okay, and bring the color up. Bring the color up. Very gentle and light. I'm not going to wash the color off, right? I just bring the color up. So you have to just tap the paper very gentle. Okay, and what if I have my color too dried? What if I have too dry? So before it is wet, you can just apply with the second layer. That will has no problem with it. But what if it is totally dry out? You have to cover it with the second layer. Okay, we using the same color. But however, you are not going to apply the water on the color because otherwise you are going to get a water print. So you will see a water mark there. Okay, so we just apply the similar color on it without using the clear water. Okay, so now my tape one, it looks like almost dry, so I have to remove the tape very gentle. I'm not going to break the paper. Okay, and the soap is almost dry. So you see, it looks like the sparkle when it's totally dry, right? So when it's totally dry up, the soap will be the white spot, and you can remove the soap after it's totally dry. Okay.